Just crush. Damn. Just a little baby girl. Damn. It's just a crush. Damn.
And I feel like, especially as I've gotten closer to 30, and a lot of people experience this, not just men, but women as well. I've heard so many people talk about how when you are in your late 20s, bro, and you're approaching that 30-year mark, life just, it starts to feel very weird, bro. It starts to feel like very weird. Like you start to experience so many changes, some good and some bad, but you experience a lot of changes, a lot of relationship changes. You know, as far as your career, you may have thought you wanted to do one thing, but now all of a sudden you're realizing that you're not fulfilled by that one thing anymore. Finances, you know, you might start to make more money. You might start figuring out, hey, I want to make more money, or I feel like I'm worth more money at this job. You know, romantic relationships, bro, like, you know, what you probably liked in your early 20s as far as like the things you were looking for in women, like, bro, all that stuff starts to change. It really does start to change. And so that's what I feel like I'm experiencing right now. And it's, and it can be a challenge at times, bro. It can really be a challenge at times. And so that's why I've been waking up every day. I told myself, you know, for the next 30 days, bro, I'm really just locked in on doing everything that I need to do to get to the version of myself that I want to be. And I said 30 days because it usually takes 30 days to like form a new habit and to get rid of bad habits. And I feel like that's really what life is about, bro. Just habits, bro. Daily habits, like the way I get up and the way I perform every single day, bro. You know, the routine that I have, the way I view the world, my mindset, all of that stuff is based on just habits and how I get up and do things every single day. And so, yeah, bro, I'm locked in over the next 30 days, bro, trying to spend more time with God. I'm trying to be in the gym or working out every single day, doing some type of like workout every single day. I'm trying to really grind in this content space to not only get my money up, but get my reps up creatively, bro. I feel like sometimes I can procrastinate and, you know, and when I'm procrastinating, I don't really feel like I'm getting the reps in to get better at my craft, bro. I look at so many of my peers and so many of them are like, bro, they're so cold. A lot of them probably started off doing content on an iPhone and then they picked up a camera and they got into color grading. They got into like doing all these different crazy dope transitions with their videos and stuff like that. And that's just the point that I'm trying to get to. I'm just, you know, not to copy anybody, but just trying to get to a point where it's like, you know, I know how to do that, or, you know, I can be just as good as that person is at that one thing that they're doing. So yeah, bro, I just have so much that I'm working on right now. And I'm gonna bring you guys, I'm gonna try to document most of this journey over the next over the next 30 days for you guys to see. And I'm gonna just document like the key areas, the things that I feel like you should really be focusing on in your 20s and as a man. You know, your physical health, your environment, and your environment not only includes like the people you keep around and stuff like that, but bro, your home environment, having that set up in a way where it motivates you and inspires you. Mentally, making sure that you're doing all the right things for your mental, you know, therapy, you know, self-reflection, meditation, journaling, making sure you're doing all the right things for your mental. What else? Creatively and career-wise, making sure that, you know, you're just disciplined and you have the self-control to get up every single day and grind at whatever it is that, you know, you want to do for a living, whether that's content, whether that's you going to college and, you know, hitting the books every day and studying to make sure you do everything within your power to be the best at what it is that you want to do. Relationships, bro, you know, going to therapy, talking to your parents, bro, speaking with your friends, you know, consuming the right information every single day to make sure that, you know, you're looking at relationships in the right way. And, you know, for the men, I'm gonna prioritize talking about the romantic relationships right now, because I feel like as men, we have like a warped view of women and we have a warped view of relationships and sex right now, bro. And I feel like it's really screwing us up in the head, bro, because we just have the wrong idea and the wrong mindset when it comes to like women nowadays. And I'm not saying all of us, but most of us. And, you know, I've even been a victim of that myself, bro, getting on the internet, watching the wrong content, consuming the wrong content, getting the wrong ideas about women and relationships and stuff like that, bro. So essentially resetting and recalibrating my mind, bro, and coming into a place of just seeing all of these things in the way that essentially the way that God intended us to, bro. I feel like I've kind of I'm not going to say strayed away from God or my spirituality, but I just haven't prioritized it as much. I haven't had the discipline to get up and pray every day. I haven't really been in my Bible like that. I haven't been attending any Bible study meetings or anything like that consistently. I've just kind of had I'll do it when I do it, and God's going to give me grace because he understands that I'm busy right now. But, I was actually speaking to one of my spiritual mentors, and he was telling me, bro, you do content full time now. It's 168 hours in a week. I think he said something like that. Look, right now I can't do the math on top of my head to give you guys how many hours are in a week. But he was telling me, it's like let's say 160 hours. He's like, bro, it's 160 hours in a week. And, we have these Bible study meetings that are twice a week, and they're both an hour and a half. So that's essentially 3 hours. And he's like, bro, out of 160 hours, you can't give God 3 hours of your time, bro. All he's asking for is 3 hours. Out of 160, you can do whatever you want to do with the other 157. But God is just saying, hey, come here, learn about me, strengthen your relationship with me, and just spend some time with me for 3 hours out of your week. And that just put it into perspective where it's just bro, if I can't go to Bible study for 3 hours a week, that's really an excuse, bro. It's really an excuse, especially as a full-time content creator, because it's bro, I make my own schedule. So I can carve out, I can make sure that on the days where I need to go to this Bible study, to praise God, to talk to God, to spend time with God, I can make arrangements to do that. If I'm not going to Bible study, it's because I don't want to go. And, I think, it's power in being, honest with yourself about, look, bro, I just really don't want to do that right now. And I think that's something that I had to face, where it's really asking myself if this relationship is important, bro. Because, your relationship with God is like any other relationship that you have, bro. It's you make a friend, or you have a girlfriend or anything like that, bro. Those relationships, you don't just meet somebody and become friends right away, or you don't meet a girl and y'all become boyfriend and girlfriend, or y'all get married or anything like that right away. You have to spend time with that person. You got to talk to that person. You got to get to know them. You got to understand what they like, what they dislike, what their, purpose for life is, all of these different things. But it takes time. That's the key part of relationship building, is spending time with that person. And so the relationship with God is the same. It's literally the same. You got to spend time with God. You got to get to know him, talk to him, pray to him, get to know what he's into, what he's not into, understand his purpose for us. It's a lot of different things that, we can come to learn about God, but that takes spending time with him. And I don't feel I prioritize that relationship enough. And, bro, you don't prioritize your relationship with your girl, you don't prioritize relationship with friends, them relationships can, they can deteriorate, they can fall apart. There can be nothing there because of the fact that y'all aren't spending any time together. So I've kind of had to look at my relationship with God the same way, where it's bro, if I don't get up every day, if I don't talk to him, if I don't go spend time with him, if I don't get to know him, how good of a relationship can I say that, I have with this person? I can't just pray to this person every now and then asking for something or asking him to help me with something, when it's bro, we don't have a relationship. Bro, imagine you having a friend where it's bro, this friend, you don't talk to him, you don't hang out with him, you don't spend no time with them, you guys don't really, talk about anything. You guys talk here and there, but when you do talk, they're asking you for something. You're going to be bro, that's not a real friend. This person's just using me. Bro, it's the same way with God. It's literally the same way with God. I can't speak for everybody, but that's no type of relationship that I want to have with somebody. I'm already conscious of the relationships with the people, the physical people that I have in my life right now. I'm man, I want to make sure that I'm talking to them enough and spending time with them enough, because, and it's not because I'm waiting on the time that I need something, but I do want to have people that I can depend on in my time of need. And so again, it's like that with God. I want to have a relationship with him, not for just, when I need anything, but because it's one of the most important relationships that I can have. And so I do have to do a better job of prioritizing my spirituality. But again, man, getting back to the conversation at hand, when it comes to like, bro, this manhood stuff, becoming a man, becoming a true man, what the true characteristics and traits of a man, bro. Excuse me. It's so many different areas of our life that we have to work on, bro. Like I said, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, the finances, academic, as far as like educating yourself on something. It's so many different parts of our life that we have to really lock in and work on every single day, bro. Every single day. And right now, I feel like the world, bro, has kind of given us like a false idea of what manhood is, or being a high value man, or being like an alpha male or something like that. They want you to believe that, the things that make you a man is superficial stuff, bro. Like, oh, what you drive, or how much money you make, or what do you own, or not being emotionally like available and stuff. It's like all these things that's really just crazy, bro. When you think about it, like it's really just crazy things, bro. But those things aren't like what makes us a man, bro. It's our personality, bro. It's our character. It's the respect that we have, not only for ourselves, but other people. It's the love that we have for other people, and the love that we have for ourselves. Because if we have self-love, bro, it's certain things that we won't get out here and do. It's certain things that we won't say. It's certain ways we won't allow ourselves to think. And, we're not perfect. I don't want y'all feeling like I'm saying, we got to get out here and be perfect or anything like that, or try to imitate perfection, because the reality is that'll never be a thing for us. But, you do want to get out here and be like the best version of yourself, bro. And to do that, you have to be prioritizing your health, bro. You have to be emotionally available and emotionally mature. You have to be mentally strong. You have to be smart with your finances. You have to, you have to kill your ego and your pride to be able to show up in your romantic relationship in a way where, your partner feels considered, they feel seen, they feel heard, they feel loved. You have to, let your ego and your pride and all that stuff die. And you have to show up emotionally available for that person. I'm not saying you have to be the smartest person in the world, but bro, you got to get out here and you got to educate yourself, man, because there's so much going on in the world today, bro. It's like, we got to know a little something about a little something. We ain't got to know everything, but we got to know, we have to educate ourselves enough to know what's going on in the world. I'm not saying when it comes to like educating ourselves, it's not just scholastically, bro. I'm talking about like college or trade school or any of that stuff like that. Yeah, you want to, get your education in that sense, but I'm talking about just not just being book smart, but street smart, bro. Knowing what's going on out here in the world, bro. Paying attention to what's happening in the world, from politics, the internet, certain agendas being pushed. You have to like really pay attention to that kind of stuff, because if not, bro, you're going to get lost in the sauce, man. There's 3 types of people in this world. It's people that know what's going on. It's people that see what's going on and they don't do nothing about it. And there's people who just don't have a clue at all, bro. So you have to decide which person you're going to be. You got to decide which person that you're going to be, bro. But once you put on them glasses, bro, and you see the world for what it is, you done really locked in and you see the world for what it is and like your purpose in this life, bro, you can't take the glasses off. You can't go back to being oblivious. That's what it is. And that's what I'm experiencing right now. And that's why I feel like life is so challenging, because I'm like, bro, I wish I could go back. I used to tell myself, I wish I could go back to being oblivious, where it's like I just didn't know certain things, because I felt like life was, it wasn't as, maybe this is the wrong word, but maybe it wasn't as like hard. It was easy to be oblivious. It was easy to just show up in the world not knowing certain things and just going about life. But now it's like, I've seen too much. I know so much now. I'm aware of too much. So I can't allow myself to just walk blindly in the world anymore. Like I can't allow myself to show up like that. As much as I've wanted to at times, I can't allow myself to show up like that anymore. And that's where the challenge comes in, man, because now it's battling what you've seen and what you know you need to do with discipline to actually show up and do it. Because, bro, I don't always want to get up and work out every day. But I know what'll happen to my body. I know what'll happen to my health if I don't. As men, we're naturally lustful, bro. That's just the reality. No man will ever be able to get rid of lust, but I have to work on not showing up. I have to work on not showing up in the world and acting on that lust. You ain't got to go holler at every girl. You ain't got to go after every girl. You ain't got to try and sleep with every girl. And even when you're in a relationship, bro, you have to have enough control over your lust to not disrespect your partner, bro. It's like all these different things that you just have to really, truly work on. Even when you don't want to work on it, bro. Even when you don't want to work on it, I'm telling you, it's going to be super hard, bro. It's going to be super hard. It sounds simple, but I'm telling you, it is very, very hard to do at times because sometimes you just want to show up and you just want to wild out, bro. You just want to be free. You want to do your thing. But I'm telling you, bro, liberating yourself, it's not always a great thing. That's one thing that the world pushes right now. Like, oh, do what you want, do what you feel, liberate yourself. But I'm telling you, bro, doing that, bro, I'm telling you, it can lead you, it'll make you feel good for the moment at times, but it can also get you into a world of trouble, bro. You can get out here and you can sleep with many women, but bro, you got all these soul ties with all these different women. Now you're unable to really like connect deep with somebody, not to mention like possible diseases and all this stuff. I'm just telling you, bro, it's like you can get out here and just blow your money, but what about your future? Are you trying to start a family? What about when you get ready to retire? I know you don't want to work forever. Your physical health, I know you don't want to work out right now, bro. I know you just want to eat whatever you want to eat, but think about how that's going to affect you the older you get, bro. The older you get, the closer to, the more your mortality starts to talk to you. And by mortality, I mean the closer you get to death, bro. That's just what it is. It's like, like I was like thinking about this like last week. I think it was like last week, and how like the muscles, like the older you get, the muscles literally start to sag more. So it's like right now I have the option to be buff and strong and tight and toned, but it's like the older you get, the more the muscle starts to sag. So it's like regardless, bro, the older you get, the less of an opportunity you have to be the best version of yourself or be at the peak physical health or peak in any other type of like aspect of your life. So yeah, man, I know I'm kind of yapping right now, but bro, this is just something that, I guess you could say I'm very passionate about and something that I care about a lot. And I really just want a lot of other men, a lot of young men to see and realize like these things that I'm talking about a lot sooner in life, because a lot of guys, they don't prioritize this earlier in life, and then they get like late 20s, early 30s, and they're trying to like figure out life, and it's like, bro, you reach your prime. I think they said you reach your prime when you're like your early 30s, so like 31, 32. That's when you get into like peak physical condition, peak financial position. You're probably your best mentally. You're probably gonna be your best mentally and emotionally, or maybe that's the start of it. And I'm not saying that's for all men. Clearly, that's not for all men. But I'm just saying, like, that's usually when most men peak or begin to start like their peak or their prime. But imagine, bro, if you was locked in throughout your 20s, bro. Most people start locking in towards they were trying to lock in their late 20s or their early 30s. Imagine if you was locked in at 19, 20, 21. The world gonna tell you to get out here, graduate high school, go party, go live your life and all that, which is great. You should definitely experience all that stuff, but it has to be a balance. It has to be a balance. And I don't feel like a lot of people realize that. And so, a lot of people spend their early 20s just partying, living life, being reckless, doing whatever they want to do. And then it's like you get to like your late 20s, early 30s, and now you're trying to figure things out. Now you're scrambling. Now you're desperate to try and catch up to where like the people who was locked in are at. So you don't want to be that person. Don't be that person. I know too many people who I know I have too many examples of that. So lock in, bro. But I'm not gonna yap anymore, man. I'm actually about to go work out now. I have not worked out yet, and again, like I said, for the next 30 days, I'm locked in. I'm working out every single day. Doesn't have to be weightlifting, but I gotta move my body. So I'm gonna go down to Piedmont Park because I did work out I worked out Monday and Tuesday. And I did full body, so I got to give my muscles a break. So I'm actually gonna go out to Piedmont Park, and we're gonna run. We might do some calisthenics and stuff. So I don't even know why I was talking about giving my muscles a break. But either way, we working out. We working out. Which one to choose? It's been a week of discipline and consistency when it comes to working out, bro. And man, I'm proud of myself because for the last couple of years, bro, I've been on and off. I have a few months where I'm locked in, and then I have a few months where I'm kind of just doing whatever. But right now, I'm really locked in, and I'm really just trying to keep myself in this mental state, in this mindset when it comes to like my physical health. Because, bro, a couple weeks ago, bro, the right side of my face went numb for like 30 minutes, bro. And so I ended up going to the ER, and they did a little test on me to see if I had like Bell's palsy or if I had like early signs of like stroke or something. And they ruled it out. It's just like a fluke. Like, you know, this is just a one-off. We're not sure why it happened, but we don't think it's any of those things. And then a couple days later, bro, I had this muscle twitch in my upper lip for like, it felt like half the day. And so I ended up going to see a neurologist. They did some tests as well, and they ruled everything out, saying that I was fine and that it just was a fluke. But they were saying that if I wanted to like look deeper into it, they could schedule an MRI. I haven't had the MRI yet, just trying to figure out a good time to get that scheduled. But that was my sign, bro, to really just lock in and start taking my health a lot more seriously. And I hate that it got to this point. And I encourage everybody to not get to this point, bro. Like, don't wait until you're injured. Don't wait until like you have a disease or something like that to start taking your health more seriously. Like, you want to be working out in the sense of like treating it like preventative care. Like, you know, you want to prevent certain things from happening. So you can prevent certain things from happening by taking care of your physical health now, by working out and eating right and doing what you got to do and taking care of your body. But and you really want to do that because, bro, the older you get, the more likely it is for you to like, the more likely it is for you to get injured. The more likely it is for you to you know, to catch like a disease or something like that. So you definitely want to just like prioritize your health, especially if you're in your 20s. Like, start prioritizing that stuff now. Like, don't put that off until you're like getting closer to 30 or well after your 30s. Like, bro, start getting disciplined and make that like a habit right now, because it's going to save you a lot of trouble in the long term. Because, bro, like I said, I'm about to be 30 in a few months, and I'm already feeling like how my body is changing. Like, you know, I wake up, my back is a little tighter, my knees are a little bit more achy. You know, I tell you, I feel like these muscle twitches all around my body here and there, and I'm not sure what that's linked to. I'm not sure like what that is a sign of, but all I know is that I didn't have this I didn't have this like, you know, earlier in my 20s. You know, I feel like this kind of just started happening. So yeah, man, take care of your body now. Like, take care of your body now, eat right now. And to be honest, and I'll be honest, like, I haven't gotten the diet part down. I was speaking with this personal trainer. He was talking about when he gets with his clients and stuff like that, he doesn't start off trying to get them to change the diet. He tries to change like one thing at a time. So the first thing is getting into the habit of like showing up to the gym every day, then, you know, working out and being consistent with like your workouts, and then getting around to the diet aspect of it, which kind of makes sense because you don't want somebody trying to change too much. If you're trying to change too much too soon, it's not gonna last. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I think I agree with that. So, you know, right now I'm just focused on the working out aspect of it. My diet's not bad, but I know it could be better. And I'm not saying that I want to eat like a rabbit or anything like that, where it's just straight lettuce and tomatoes and stuff like that. But I could be better about the fast food, the fried foods, the candy, the chips, the snacks and stuff like that. You know, I could have a bit I could be a little bit more balanced when it comes to those things. So yeah, but you know, all in all, man, we making progress, man. We've been locked in all week. We got out here today. I'm about to go to the crib. I might stop and get myself like an acai bowl or something like that, just to kind of, you know, keep up this feel good feeling that I have right now. I don't want to put nothing crazy in my body after the type of workout I just had. So yeah, we about to head back to the crib after that, because I'm gonna be working on my office, man. My physical health is important, that's one thing, but another thing that's very important for us as men, bro, is setting up our environment, our home environment, to where it kind of, you know, motivates us, inspires us, and, you know, has us in a good mental space, bro. I'm not sure if people realize how much your environment affects your mental. So I'm gonna be working on my office over the next couple of days, because it started off as an office when I first moved in. I had like some pictures in there and a desk. It was super basic, but it wasn't nothing that I really didn't want to work in the area. Like, it wasn't cool. It wasn't like aesthetically pleasing or nothing like that. And so I really wasn't like motivated to like work in there. So it quickly became a storage room, bro. I was just like putting stuff in there, putting packages and stuff in there. It just got very crowded with a bunch of just like random stuff. But I decided, you know, bro, I'm paying too much for this apartment, for a second bedroom, for me not to be making good use of it. So we're gonna take another swing at it. We're gonna take another swing at it. We're gonna try and paint the wall. We're gonna get some real cool pieces in there that, you know, feels like me, speaks to my personality, and we're gonna see if we can have a room that inspires us and motivates us to not only work in there, but also, you know, be super creative. So yeah, that's what we on. Let's get to it.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. It's every year more energy. There's blurring words in front of me. Some drying out prematurely. When the heat turns up, it can break some fragile. You can burn yourself or stand with a callous, not the only way, but it always seems to matter to the real world. Held it down for 10 summers like mother vibe. With me and night is gonna come again. New kids jumping off the senior stands, and they made a new way, they getting more ribbons. I've been seen this whole time, why I clean condos, bury memories of my teens. I've been seen this whole time, yeah. Switched away from my lead for the bed.
All right, so I'm loving how the office has turned out so far. It's everything that I wanted it to be. I do feel like there are a few things that are still missing. So I have a rug, and then I have backlights for the TV and the monitor coming. But for the most part, the office is like 90% done. I've been in here for a week, doing my creative work, and then also just vibing out, because I was doing my content. I have a desk in the hallway of my apartment, and I'll probably show y'all that at some point. But that's where I was doing a lot of my work when I was working a job, working a 9 to 5. And then also when I was doing content, I was editing at the desk in the hallway. But yeah, this room had kind of turned into a storage room. It was supposed to be an office when I initially moved in here. I think I put up a reel of me setting the office up. It was super basic. It was nothing but pictures and a small desk. That's all I had in here. And then again, it quickly turned into a storage room. I was just using this room to store packages and my scooter and all these different things that like I really didn't have a place for in any other area of the apartment. So yeah, I'm glad I got it turned around, because I wanted to make good use of the space, man. I spent too much money on rent to be paying for a 2-bedroom apartment, and 1 bedroom is just storage. So I'm happy that, you know, I locked in and got this office to where it is right now, man, because it's been super chill in here. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I've been spending a majority of my time in here. I wake up, I go to the gym, you know, I make my food or whatever, and then a majority of the day I'm just sitting in here. Even if I'm just vibing out, this is where I am. I'm in here watching TV, playing video games, scrolling TikTok, doing whatever. This is where I'm at. And this is great, because this is exactly what I created it for. I wanted to have a space in the crib that was for me to, get work done, but also just be out of my bedroom and be out of the living room. So I'm super happy with how it turned out. Cause the environment is important, man. It's super important. It's very, very, very important, man. I'm in a room that like is constantly inspiring me. It's constantly motivating me to, be as creative as I can be. And then also, I have a room that's promoting relaxation. So the room is serving its purpose, man. It really is serving its purpose. And I'm gonna show y'all like everything I have in here. I have some pretty cool stuff in here. We got the wall organizers over here. We got these pictures. These pictures that you guys see above me. I've had these since like my last apartment. The same artwork and everything. I got it off of Etsy, but it really does fit the vibe in here. It fit the vibe in the last apartment, but it really does fit the vibe in here. Like this green, I got the inspiration for this green from this piece of art that I have on this wall over here. You can't really see it, but it's like, it says like, oh no, but the green was what in that picture was what inspired me to actually paint this room green. So yeah, bro, it really is like fire in here. And then I got the Togo chair that I'm currently sitting in right now, and then I have a beanbag chair over there, for me to just again like lounge out and stuff. So, bro, there's some fire pieces in here. It really is some fire pieces in here, and bro, I usually only spend like a year at an apartment, but for what I've done to this apartment so far, the amount of like time and money that I've invested into this apartment, bro, I gotta get at least another like year or two out of this apartment. And it's fire. It's a fire apartment. I spent a lot of money for it. I'm not sure I will always want to spend the money that I'm spending right now, but it's fire. It's a 2-bedroom apartment, a 2-bedroom high rise. I stay in a really good location. I got the floor to ceiling windows all around the apartment. And then I got like pretty much floor to ceiling windows here in the office, and it's super spacious, and I've painted and stuff like that. So yeah, bro, your boy got to get his money worth for this apartment. But yeah, man, I'm gonna do an apartment tour at some point. I feel like I've been telling people, because people have been asking me for this, and I feel like I have been saying that I'm gonna do an apartment tour for months now, since I moved into this place. And but it's not solely me. It's not solely me. My manager who manages my content, she doesn't think it's a good strategy for me to to really get into like home content. And I get it. I understand like what she's saying. We built a platform based on like a specific thing. So like she doesn't want me switching in or diving too deep into it. She didn't say I can't do it at all, but she just doesn't want me getting like too heavy into it. So I understand that. But yeah, at some point, because I promised it, and I have to give you guys an apartment tour. I'm going to give you guys an apartment tour. Not sure when that's going to be. Hopefully it's like within the next month, but I definitely want to get y'all an apartment tour because so many people have been asking, but I also think the apartment is very fire. I think what I've done to it is very fire, and I want everybody to see that. But I know I'm kind of yapping right now, but bro, I'm so happy that that this room is where we need it, man. I'm so happy that this room is where we need it, man. I'm on this journey of like, because I'm going to be 30 soon. So I feel like I'm on this journey of trying to get everything together. It's not like my manhood or anything starts at 30, but I feel like 30 is such an important number. So I feel like I'm just trying to tackle all these things and get so many things together before I turn 30, because I really want my 30s to be like the prime years of my life. I'm talking about in every aspect. I want to be in the best shape physically, financially, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And I feel like, that does start with my environment. So I'm very happy with how I got this set up. And yeah, all of this, my environment is where I need it. And my environment also serves like my mental space as well. I'm one of those people, I'm a little OCD, so I got to have like a clean environment. So if my place is cluttered and I have a lot of stuff everywhere, that's how my mind is going to feel. So we have to set up the environment in order for me to like thrive mentally. That's just me. But yeah, man, these next few months, I'm so locked in these next few months. I'm so locked in these next few months, and I actually have, while I'm talking about environment and my environment serving my mental state, I actually have a trip set up to go to a getaway cabin. I'm gonna be out there with my girl. We're gonna be pretty much in the mountains up in Georgia in a cabin for like 2 days. I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna have like any service, so it'll just be me, her, nature, and whatever else they got out there. But it's gonna be dope. I've done it before, and it was really, really good. It was really good, man. You have a lot of time to just sit, think, be with your thoughts, journal, meditate, just really like reflect, So I think it's gonna be a great trip. It's gonna be a great trip. And again, like as I get ready to like turn 30 in the next few months, there's so many things that I want to get together. There's so many things I want to be better about. And I think going out in the middle of nowhere and having some time to reflect and get myself together is going to be like the perfect reset before I go into this or shift into this new mindset that I'm trying to have going into 30. So looking forward to that trip. I actually need to pack for it right now because we're heading out tomorrow. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that. So yeah, let's go.
Polynesians. Sorry, Chick-fil-A sauce for the fries.
Alright, y'all, we made like a little pit stop. We found this beautiful lake on the side of the road. I don't know, is this like a lake? Yeah, I think this is like a lake. But we found this beautiful lake on like the side of the road, so we had to stop over here and get some footage of it. So
I want to go down.
Right,
this little bridge.
Alright, come on. So it's the next morning. It's mad cold out here, but it was a super chill night. It got really dark out here. It's like no lighting out here at all, but I guess that's kind of the point. But it's been a super chill morning. We got some birds. I'm not sure if you can see them right now, but they're flying like back and forth from like here to the other side of the cabin. They're building like a nest or something right now. There you go. But they're building something right now, so that's super cool to see. But yeah, I'm about to actually start a fire because we're about to make breakfast, make some pancakes. About to be fire. But yeah, man, it's about to be a super chill morning, super cool morning. We have no service out here, so it's just literally us, our thoughts, and whatever is living out here. So yeah,
Gonna start strong instead of yesterday.
too. I let it sit on the slow cooker.
Where's the forks? It's cute little vibe to put in your apartment.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just have to take like 5 Dramamines.
Yeah, that's where our engagement photos will be on.
Yeah, man. Stay like right here, so overlook all this stuff. Play tennis out there. Look at that. What if we moved out? What if we lived out here?
Bro, that's just so beautiful.
This is a CD. How I Hey! The Hogwarts legacy. Bro, we so long ago I talked about this game. Oh, we about to be at it. Okay.
Before she left, she was like, man, I like this. But she's always liked like Snapple apple.
I was gonna say the two drinks that actually taste like apple is this and the Snapple apple. Apple juice don't really taste like an apple. Nice. But I be having my moments where like you lay on me and alright, cool, this how we gonna sleep for the rest of the night, you know? Like, since we've been here, every time that you laid on me, we gonna sleep like that. So being out here has been like pretty cool. As you guys can see, we don't have any service out here. It says SOS. But the cool thing about this truck, this GMC Sierra EV Denali, is it has Wi-Fi. So I'm actually about to show y'all. All right, so we just connected to the Wi-Fi right there, as you guys can see. So now you guys can see all the notifications starting to come in. So yeah, man, that's actually pretty cool. So GMC actually gifted me this car, so we actually decided to take it on this road trip. And this is perfect because being out here, no service, but in case you do need service, the truck has Wi-Fi. So that's pretty cool, man. That's a good safety feature, I feel like.
Young got no one that been calling me splurge. Drop me jump right off the curb. Make this fly like a bird. Spin on the first and the third. Solid, I'm keeping my word. Make me my equal, I don't know what you heard. Crank up the phone, I swear. Keep me a stick of thick courage.